Do you secrete a reading dysfunction? Do you have problems putting your words in a colostomy bag? That's why I've cremated this new program called Book on Phonics. I'll teach you how to testiculate my way.
We are going through our guide of the Black Man's Guide of how to understand the Black woman. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Let's see who in the building. Let's get it out the way. We got my bro BZ in the building. Big Shelton, what's happening with you, man? Tay, Juicy Fruit Browns in the building. That's the real queen of MMA and combat sports entertainment. Make sure y'all check her out. If you're into bare knuckle boxing, fighting, or the MMA, she's got you covered. She knows her stuff. One of the best moderators on YouTube, Lady Devoy in the building. Just how you doing? You say just what's good with you? Big Mike, how you doing, man? Always a pleasure speaking with you, my bro. Good dude, man. Great dude, man. Your wife's very lucky. Lucky Marie, the beautiful, the incomparable, the smart and entertaining Lucky Marie. Make sure y'all subscribe to Lucky Marie on YouTube along with Quee. Every Thursday night, she got something to say. When you see that TWT, that's where you should be. We got Famo in the building. We got BE, peace to you, God. We got my boy Cadillac. Thanks so much for reaching out to your boy, man. Your words, I needed it. You might not know that, but thanks for hearing from you, bro. Big Hawk in the building, man. How y'all doing, man? Hey, smash the like button. Peace to the gods and goddesses all around the world. PGH in the building, man. Let's get to it. Again, we're at the continuation of this book. This is the book club Wednesday night. We have made our way to page 18, Her Imagination of What Married Life is Like. I am reading your comments, but I'm also giving my thoughts as it goes. You guys let me know if there's anything you want covered as we go. I am reading the chat. So we are back. And again, trigger warning, guys. This is a book. I am not intending these words, these thoughts, or these ideas to be aimed at anyone, any man or woman that's listening to this live. I am simply sharing the information and you do with it as you will. Trigger warning. Her imagination of what married life is like. Most of the Black woman's ideas concerning a happy home is derived from television, paperbacks, and the fairy tales read to her when she was a child. She believes strongly in a so-called American dream of a marriage, a house, a husband whistling off to work, exciting, trouble-free days, vacations, a two-car garage, sheltering a Mercedes or Jaguar. That's Jaguar for you hood folks. Candlelight dinners, out often, fantastic sex, wardrobe, and popular friends, with her man right by her side. He'll show her special considerations, support her every aim, adjust his personal wishes to match hers, be non-demanding, heap beautiful gifts on her, flowers, escort her to elegant affairs, and constantly assure her of his undying love, and never look at another woman again. And he'll be home happy with her every night. What a dream. What a crock. What a crock. What's up, baby? This dream is destined to turn into the proverbial nightmare. Even if the Black man is able to do all of the above except be home with her every night, she will wail as if the world is ending. The Black woman is a rock like the earth, and she longs to settle down. The Black man is an exploring bird and has to soar. He's out of there. Black women see marriage as a way to finally own her Black man. It's not enough that the Black man has been forced to be a slave to the white man for over 400 years. Now the Black woman wants him to voluntarily enter into a new type of slavery, one she claims is laced with love, called a marriage. As long as the Black man stays right beside the Black woman and is able to account for his every move and provide an acceptable explanation for her every moment spent away from her, she is at ease. No Black man can pass this kind of test. The Black man is not even interested in passing this kind of test. He wants to be free. Not free of responsibility and commitment, but freedom of motion. When he's got to go, he's got to go. If the black man starts out hanging around incessantly with the black woman every night, every weekend, calling every day, all day, reporting his whereabouts, explaining his absences, and so forth, he will be in for big problems. The black woman is conditioned to dealing on one level with everything. So if the black man values his freedom of motion, he must not spend every waking moment sniffing behind his woman, because after a while she grows accustomed to this kind of company and will bellow loudly when things change and go back to normal. Marriage is not a club. The leading member does not have to be present every moment for the other members to benefit from his instructions of allegiance. Plus, in order to continue to learn and secure information to benefit his family, the black man must go out into the world and check out every aspect of it as it pertains to his existence. He must do this to stay abreast of changing times, worldly activities, and trends. He is not remembered as staying in the house, the hut, the tent, or the teepee. It is his earth, his universe, and his decision about what he wants to stay. It is his earth, his universe, and his decision about when he wants to stay in the house at home with the black woman. What's good, Jose? Diane in the building. How you doing, sis? Any black man who is living under a hassle from the black woman because she does not like him being away from home will not have peace with her. The black man must seek, maintain, and insist upon his freedom of motion. The black woman thinks that every time the black man is absent and unaccounted for, that he is with another woman. The black man has more interest in life than just running from one woman to another. At least he should have more interest than that. The black woman must be taught to use her mind in other ways to discover other needed ideas than to just sit at home. Imagining all kinds of negative occurrences every time the black man leaves the house. If she would work harder to make his home heaven, he might want to stay there longer. The idle mind is the devil workshop. So is idle hands, right? So to address what she's saying to the ladies at this point, right? Have something else to do besides your man. Have other things to input and focus on besides your man, right? On the men part, I totally agree with her that a lot of men has to be moving, right? When I was younger, I was always going somewhere and doing something, and I'm a homebody, right? Right now, I'm a homebody. I love staying in the house. But when I was younger, I was always at the gym or at work or talking with somebody trying to figure out what was going on out there in the world so I can better set us up for whatever it is we was looking to do. But again, if you're always under your woman, she's going to expect that, right? Now, I'm not saying once you guys get later in the game that things don't change. Like I said, right now I'm a homebody. My wife, but you being moving, right? And being out there in the world is not letting your woman know what you're doing, right? It's just that you have that freedom. You guys are both adults and need to be able to move around as you see fit in most cases. But again, we all have our roles, and those should be established from the beginning. A black woman or wife with a sense of humor is worth her weight in gold. With a sense of humor and the ability to laugh at mistakes, laugh at embarrassing situations, and laugh at fear when it's discovered to be unfounded is one of the best attributes the black woman can have. She will have to be coaxed out of her phoniness and seriousness sometimes so she can laugh and release her tensions about life. I think we all agree with that, right? A woman that is funny and understands jokes and can take a joke are one of the best partners you can have as far as a life partner. When I say partner, I mean as far as a husband and a wife, a duo, a dynamic duo, someone that's looking to make it through this trip in the long haul. Humor in the long haul. Humor is needed because, life is funny, especially when it's laughing at you, right? The black woman must be taught the value of greeting her man with a smile. She is a sourpuss and takes everything so seriously that she robs herself of the pleasure and entertainment of daily living. She gets uptight if a certain thought passes through her mind and she may suddenly change. The black man will have no idea what caused her to change her mood. Each day when the black man enters the presence of a black woman, he does so with caution because he is not sure what or who he would meet. He is not sure if it will be happiness, sadness, anger, violence, or neutrality. She is not consistent. She is, in fact, consistently inconsistent. It requires a lot of attention from the black man for him to keep up with her many moods. It's hard work and work that most black men do not have time for. I, a woman who can manage her emotions is one of the most dangerous things on the planet. That's all I'm gonna say. I done said it before. I said it again. Right, the most useful and the most dangerous, not only to herself but to the people around her. Right. The black woman's moodiness is another way she has of controlling the black man. As she can keep him entwined with dealing with her various moods, she can keep his attention. Soon the black man learns to recognize the black woman's various moods, and when he sees hell blowing in the air, he gets out of her way. When the black woman is angry, she pollutes the atmosphere of the black man. When asked what's wrong, she replies, nothing. It is an outright lie that's designed to intrigue the black man into spending time trying to figure out what's wrong. A lot of life can be used up this way, guys. Life that could be spent grooving. There was a time when the black woman planned to marry so she could stay home, raise children, and set up housekeeping. Today, the reverse applies. Few black women are willing to give up their career goals to marry, settle down, and raise a house full of black children. On the surface, this may appear to be modernized, high intelligence, and her innocent desire to achieve occupational goals. But we know better. The black woman sees all around her black children with problems and the product of unhappy marriages and or unions. She sees children from the best of backgrounds with attentive parents go astray. Disobedient and disruptive children on drugs, in prison or pregnant, and on the street. She sees what she views as a hopeless situation that obviously is not controlled by parental strictness or chastisement. She is not eager to attempt to raise children on her own. It's too much trouble. Mike said, white feminists tricked him. Got to flirt with him as soon as you lay eyes on him. It works. I think she's speaking from experience. Said, Quee, you ladies cheat because you have nice curves. It's not fair. Chill out. Another obstacle she's confronted with is that she does not know any different type of program to use to raise her own children that would make them a success. What she knows of just doesn't seem to work. She is not aware of any system with a low failure rate, or the ones that she knows of would require her to make drastic changes in her own behavior, so she rejects those. Mike, it would require them to be something they're not. I'll read that again, right? She is not aware of any systems with a low failure rate, or the ones that she knows of would require her to make drastic changes in her own behavior, so she rejects those. The idea of taking on the child rearing hassle is repugnant to her. Since fear is the major emotion she has learned, she reacts to child rearing in the same way. Of course, instead of admitting this to the black man and seeking guidance, she claims she just doesn't want children because they will interrupt her lifestyle and interfere with her independence. Plus, she thinks that when she's pregnant, the black man will not want her anymore because she will be fat, have swollen feet, morning sickness, and lose her shape. The black woman is convinced that the black man only wants her for her fine body or pretty face. During pregnancy, the fear of abandonment is fierce. I ain't saying nothing. Additionally, she also realized that once she is pregnant, it will slow her down from keeping up with the black man. And after she has the baby, she will be out of commission for an indefinite amount of time and will have the responsibilities of a squalling brat from now on. All of this represents work she does not want to do and a distraction from playing games with the black man. She fears at that time that her man will lose interest in her and seek out the company of another woman who is free of the ties of small children. Of course, this is not true, but this seems to be how she looks at it. After childbirth, she may become a little more ashamed of her body. While the black man is known to prance around nude comfortably, the black woman is more hesitant. To be naked represents vulnerability and helplessness to her, while stark naked represents a freedom to the black man. Of course, some modesty is preferred over brazenness. The black woman has been programmed visually by the media to expect the reflection in her mirror to match those portrayed by sleek, white, and black female models who have the beneficial touch of the photographic airbrush to smooth out the natural images. I think we all can agree with that, right? Everybody right now uses a filter. Everybody, like, y'all go to TikTok where they had these trailer trash mountain women putting on makeup and they actually look presentable. It's crazy. Routinely, there's usually one part of the black woman's body that she absolutely hates. It may be her leg, her ankles, her toes, her stomach, her neck, chin, her breasts, her nose, hands, ears, eyes, knees, thighs, or buttocks. She never forgets whatever she decides her physical defect is, and her style of dressing will reflect her attempts to cover it up. When naked, she is embarrassed about having small breasts, varicose veins, sagging breasts, stretch marks, thin legs, a fleshy stomach, or a flat behind. She sees those natural body differences as a turnoff. The human body, when inhabited by all those different personalities and ideas, is what's good so solid. What's good with you, my guy? Right? The human body, when inhabited by all the different personalities and ideas it represents, always comes with varied and differently shaped components. There is no universal ruling that states any one design is better than the other. The black woman secretly wants to be a clone of the white woman and patterns her standards of form and beauty after her. The white man has always photographed his woman in the clothing and the body shape the way he likes and wants her to be in. The white man has always photographed his woman in the clothing and in the body shape the way he likes and wants her to be in. Nor has the black man ever expressed a collective definitive opinion or description of a particular physical mode of what the black woman must look like for him to consider her beautiful, right? I agree with that as well. She's dropping bars, right? We all like different shaped women, right? Some dudes are big butt men. Most black guys as far as I know, most black guys I know love, a big butt, a woman with a big butt. Some men are breast men. Some men like little girls, petite women. Some men like thick women. There's no definitive, attractiveness is subjective. There's some things that's, general across the board, but what you're attracted to is what you're attracted to. Right? The black woman does not know that the black man thinks all black women are theoretically beautiful. Certainly, a black woman who is in agreement and submission to her black man is beautiful. That's facts. Her facial expression is different. She has a glowing look of resignation to peace from being in her place. Now, me and Mike talk about this all the time when we on the phone, right? Me and Mike was like, man, you know what I'm saying? A 6, an adjustable 6, that's like a 9 or a 8, 9, or 10, right? Because if she's agreeable and she on your plan and she really about her man, we can work on the other stuff. Ain't that a fact, Mike? We could work on the other stuff, right? Because if she's a woman and she has those qualities, that she's agreeable with you, that she's willing to listen to you, right? That she's willing to take your lead, then the things that, you know what I'm saying? The things that she thinks is a problem or she thinks that are below standard, we can work and bring those up. We can work on that, right? And her place is a good place, a place of honor and enjoyment of life. She receives respect and protection by her man. It comes with the territory, and she is satisfied, and so is he. Again, you got to submit to my service, baby. You got to be happy with the service I'm providing. Otherwise, you at the wrong restaurant, right? Black women do not know what satisfaction in life is. They think that peace is not having to worry about money. They think that peace is not having to worry about money. They do not consider having peace with the black man as something that would bring satisfaction in her life, or that their relationship is in I'm sorry, or that their relationship is an important section of their lives that needs improvement. It just doesn't occur to her. When she considers what it would take for her to be at ease with the black man, she thinks of all the changes she wants him to make to get in line with her ideas. She is not very negotiable about making any changes in herself. She cannot see how her own behavior problems contribute to her problems because she thinks that whatever she says or does is absolutely correct. Jose Diaz said, "You're correct. It helps you and her. Take a walk after dinner. Put that phone on silent. When you go to dinner, leave the phone in the car. We're supposed to be enjoying each other's company and conversation." Took my wife out to dinner Sunday. You don't need your phone. I'm with you. The only reason I will have my phone is if you need to call me for an emergency. Right? There are certain qualities some black women have that are assigned to the black man that the woman is good material to try to make into a wife and mother. All black women are certainly capable of having the basic nature to become a good woman to the black man, but he must delve into her personality and perform several in-depth interviews if he is considering her for companionship, a live-in, or a marital relationship. So she's saying you should be doing this if you're just looking to date this chick, spend time with this chick, have her be your live-in girlfriend, or get married. Certainly, the considerations to be made should not be limited to or based on sex alone. Sexologists report that the total time man spends reaching a climax, ejaculating, is approximately 2.5 to 3 hours, a little over 10,000 seconds in his entire lifetime. Y'all hear that? They report that the total time men spends reaching, getting a nut, ejaculating, is approximately 2.5 to 3 hours in his entire lifetime. Obviously, compared to the years, days, and nights of all of life's contests, the good times and the bad, mere sexual satisfaction cannot be the motivating factor when choosing a black woman for a mate. The propagation of the black nations to ensure its permanence and longevity must have priority over temporary thrill emitted from the loins. I think we all heard this before, right? Sex is not enough, right? We make it a big part. We definitely want to have it, as much as we can, especially if it's good, but it is not enough, right? As said, any black woman can be transformed into a good wife and mother, but the job is more difficult in some than others. How much time and force the black man has to expend to create him a woman is dependent upon the level of understanding that black woman has. Nothing is impossible, but some things do take longer than others. The black man must treat the black woman right and make her treat him right. So to address that part there, there was a time, there comes a time when you heed a certain call. No, I'm just playing. There was a time, not today, right, where men were understanding and a lot more forgiving of the things that they had to overcome when dealing with a certain woman. The reason why we're reading this book and I do the Truck Chronicles and we're on all these panels and it's rampant in this YouTube space, but not like I said, we try to say this stuff only lives on YouTube. People are talking about this type of stuff in real time, right? It's getting to the point where the effort is not even being taken. And the only reason the effort would not be taken is because the cost benefit doesn't match up. Men, we've always, as black men, we're talking about black men here today, right? We've always had this understanding, right, that our women can be difficult. Is that fair to say, gentlemen? Ladies, is that fair to say that the general understanding was that sometimes, a large majority of times, I'm not going to say sometimes, a large majority of times that a black woman can be difficult? I I just want to make sure it's not something that I'm making up or that she made up. Okay. In every race. I'm from Cuba. Okay. You black. You're black, sir. Negro. Melanated. That's a different book. Page 24. The black woman's problems represent a challenge and a responsibility. The challenge is to, girl, stop messing with stuff. The challenge is to subdue her and put her in her rightful place. And the responsibility is to rule the black woman and be in charge of her in a civil and loving way. He must give her what she needs, which is quite different from what she wants. A good black woman does not come ready made. How many times have we had the conversation that you have to mold your woman? How many times have we had the conversation that a man has to know how to raise his wife, right? Know how to give her instruction. Right? But for you to give her correct information, that will require you to be correct. We both have responsibilities in this thing. Okay? So again, a lot of men don't want to be held accountable for the responsibilities that they do not own up to when dealing with a woman. We'll talk about that in the book, A Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. The following hints are signs that a black woman will possibly make a good wife to the black man. Number one, she is attentive and a good listener. Number two, she enjoys going partying, but has an equally good time at home. Number three, she will have a strong spiritual commitment that helps her distinguish between right and wrong. Not your truth, right and wrong. She will be partially modest in her style of dress. She ain't out here showing her ass all the time. She will like babies and children and include them in her life. If she doesn't have children, nieces and nephews, cousins, godchildren. If she does have children, well, you know, you will see that in how she handles it and expresses it with her children. She enjoys cooking and preparing special meals or treat for the black man.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
This is why whenever we're talking, I say a woman must know how to cook. It's weird to me, the arguments, women, he should be able to cook for his... You don't enjoy cooking for your man?
Did you hear what I said?
So you telling me You don't enjoy cooking for your man. That don't sit right with me. It don't sit right with me. Whenever I have a woman that says she don't like to cook, no. Bad news bears. Mission abort, Ghost Rider. Especially when most girls love to eat anyway. Right? Whenever you take a girl out to eat, she order her food, she dances, she happy. All girls love to eat. Be loving to eat. Even the little skinny chicks, they're always eating something. But you can't cook. She will respect her parents, his parents, and older people. Number 8, she has good personal hygiene. Number 9, she does not wear a ton of makeup. Number 10, she is proud of her man and claims him no matter who is present. Number 11, she keeps her house at least halfway clean. She didn't say spick and span. She didn't say immaculate. She said halfway clean. She is not a flagrant spender and almost always manages her money. Number 13, she is trustful and freely expresses her sexuality and desires when in private with her man. Number 14, she shares voluntarily and offers help when she can. Number 15, she does not hold grudges too long and will apologize when wrong. Whew. Number 16, she will go out of her way to do special things for her black man. Number 17, she will speak good of him when he is not around. Number 18, she will defend him against verbal attacks from others. Number 19, she does not show out or curse loudly in public. Number 20, she smiles when she meets him. For sure. Number 21, she controls her anger and does not go wild when angry. Number 22, she will take instructions on some things without being combative. Number 23, she is respectful to black men in general. How many ladies have all of those qualities? Every single one of them. 23 qualities, guys. 23 basic qualities. It sounds like to me most of them is just being a decent human being. But what do I know? The black woman who chooses to marry to have a home, security, and company, but do not wish to have continued regular intimacy with the black man, have amazingly worked out a lifestyle whereby they live with the black man in the same household, but do not have sex with him. They choose perfect opportunities to implement this program, such as number 1, immediately after she has had some type of operation or a baby. Number 2, after or during some heavy emotional trauma. Number 3, after an accident of some sort or a back problem. Number 4, by claiming that intercourse is too painful. The black woman, counting on the black man's ignorance of certain female medical problems, will use these illnesses, real or imagined, to deny the black man sex. She will often talk to her friends and take their advice and old wives' tale and make up a lot of other flimsy excuses and exaggerate her symptoms to defend, prove, and justify her denial. Some black women do not enjoy sex after marriage or hate the thought of it after having children, will perform all of the other wifely duties except have sexual intercourse. This marital arrangement to live out the marriage without sex is strangely accepted by some black men. The women who practice this forgery ignore or pretend they do not mind their husbands seeking sexual gratification elsewhere. The scene, while weird to others who know of the situation, works if both parties agree. Sometimes they sleep in the same bed or separate beds or separate rooms. They share a home, bills, children, and other family activities, but there is no sex. And they are committed and love each other. This black man, smoldering with neglect and disappointment, seeks physical attention elsewhere. In other not as drastic couplings, the woman will just pretend she is on her period, complain of a severe headache or weariness, play like they are asleep, wait until the man goes to sleep before getting in bed, wear bulky hair rollers and cold cream on their face, or if forced, they will consent but just lie there and be a non-participant in the act. All of this is done to discourage the black man from approaching her for sex. As a last resort, they may make him beg for it and still say no. It is a ridiculous situation for the black man to tolerate. Some of the black men brag to each other about the tricks they employ to get some of the black women brag to each other about the tricks they employ to get out of having sex with their men. It is often a big joke among them about how to mask these maneuvers. Oddly enough, the black women who do this think it is normal and necessary. They are full of contradiction. That corpse cook, give you facts. Since the full indoctrination of the women's right movement, some black women have commenced to refusing to give up their maiden names to accept their husband's name after marriage. They adopt titles like Jada Pinkett Smith, MJ Womn Smith. They are referred to as Mrs. William Smith. This is not their own idea. It is also another statement to demonstrate to the black husband that by refusing to give up their family name and accept his as their tribal leader, they are exerting their individuality. This is considered modern and gauche. It is also a public reminder to the black man that he does not own her. This system is especially popular among the so-called professional or corporate women. They believe they must maintain a separate identity in order to get credit for what they do. What's good? What you see? During whatever kind of marriage or relationship the black man manages to have with the black woman, there will come times where the black woman feels compelled to assert herself about a particular issue. They refer to this as, and I quote, "I got him told." Black women admire and congratulate each other when they get the black man told. It usually comes in the midst of one of those "I'm sick and tired of your bullshit" conversations. Many times the black woman will listen to other women's renditions of getting the black man told and then go home and try it out on their own man. If he goes along with it, she is confirmed in her position and she is convinced that as she presents it right, she can have her way about anything. What's good, Daryl? Black women tend to think that the black man's cooperation or agreement with her ideas is a sign of weakness, or if they really are tripping, that they think he goes along because he's just crazy in love with her. Every once in a while, we're on page 27, guys. Every once in a while, a rebellious American black woman will marry a man from one of the African nations or the Middle East. Here we go. Let me take these headphones off. Mike said, what that doctor say about that mouth? That worked. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, a rebellious American black woman will marry a man from one of the African nations or the Middle East. Miraculously, she treats him like a king. She alters her wardrobe, diet, hair, or other to make sure she is in line with his requirements. She has been known to try her Western rap on the African and found that the way she is used to treating the black man is unacceptable to the African and will not be tolerated. The African man does not reign over the American black man. He is not better looking, and the African man is not more intelligent. The African just has another idea. So he functions on that. His idea, which is incorporated into all his activities, is that he is the boss and the woman must do as he says. He does not deal with any doubt about it. He is firm and confident and at ease with the idea that he has the authority and superiority over his woman. By dealing out that mindset, he is able to be successful with American Black women. Her games and silliness do not work with him. She knows that the African knows better, and she knows that he is right, even if the match fails. Do I need to elaborate on that? Seems pretty plain to me. It is not true that when opposites attract, they are able to live in peace and harmony. Peace and success comes from two people who are very much alike. People who are attracted based on similar needs and ideas. If the Black man's woman disagrees with him on his basic principles concerning lifestyles, priorities, and goals, he will not be happy in his relationship with her. This all sounds very familiar. The Black man takes a big risk and a time-consuming chance by assuming that he will be able to sway her to his way of thinking as time goes by. At first, the differences may seem amusing or challenging, but as the seriousness of life prevails, he will find that it is no fun being with a woman who disagrees with him. There is no unity in that kind of match. Things are only right to a certain extent, so there will be some issues throughout the life cycle that will have to be compromised. But the risk can be minimized by interviewing the Black woman about her own ideas and finding out why she thinks the way she does. The Black man must not be impressed with the initial behavior presentation of the Black woman when he first meets her. During the heated period of getting to know each other, the Black woman will pretend that anything the Black man says or does is okay. Yet later, when familiarity sets in, she will present the real deal that she lied about and explain fully why she doesn't feel that way at all. With a fervor, love does not conquer all, and love does not make everything turn out all right, no matter how hot the passion is. No matter how good the Black woman looks or what she has, if she is not on her Black man's side and supportive of him, then she is not his woman. The Black man can tell which woman is his by the way she submits to his ideas and instructions. And by the way, she works to make him happy. His Black woman should take the position that his success is her success, their success, and work as a team. So, fellas, y'all keep asking the question, how do I know? This is how you know. This particular type of marriage practice in America does not have a good success rate. It is reported that only 1 in 4 marriages actually works in the terms of longevity and happiness. These are the same odds at the blackjack table in Las Vegas, 1 in 4. Most people lose. The reason why American marriages between Black men and Black women fail is threefold. Number 1, hypocrisy. Neither the Black man or the Black woman are able to live up to the European rules and expectations of marriage. Since neither party is able to successfully obey the rules, yet spend their lives pretending to, the union is doomed by hypocrisy. Both pretend to do what they know full well is against their nature. Number 2, dishonesty. The Black man, because of the uncompromising rules of monogamy, is forced to lie to his wife because if he tells her the truth, it will put his home in hell and jeopardize his peace. His dishonesty is rooted in his not wanting to admit publicly that he cannot and will not play the marital agreement by the current rules. Disenchantment. The Black woman mainly suffers from disappointment and dissatisfaction when her unrealistic dreams of marriage are shattered. She has been taught to expect the impossible, and when it does not materialize, she becomes despondent, and her disenchantment colors every aspect of her marriage. It does not turn out the way she imagined or the way she was told it would be. Peace, God, how you doing? And she does not have a plan B, so she becomes hostile. The Black woman does not understand that all of her ideas about marriage were given to her from another people's nation. She responds to situations according to what she has been taught, according to what has been bred into her brain to ensure that she gives up her birthright and to ensure that she cuts all ties with her original roots. Periodically, When the black man chooses the older black woman for his mate, he can relax a little. The older black woman, about 39 to 50, has tried all the tricks and games and accepts her failure rate. She is more apt to be willing to try something different during her twilight love years. As we have heard, she is more at ease sexually, may be easier to talk to, and is more patient and tolerant. She's been there, and while the men in her age bracket may be breaking away from their own tradition and becoming more interested in the younger women, she is caught in a whirlpool of floating, sometimes detached. She's caught in a whirlpool of floating, sometimes detached, with a lot of life left in her. While she may look adult and settled and has claimed she would never even consider a younger man, she can be approached. The drawbacks are that she will not want to bear children and she will not be as interested in juvenile type activities, and she may be a bit shyer. She will also have a multitude of old problems she may wish to discuss or receive advice on. She is faithful and becomes energetic about her new romance. During this span of life, black women commence to lie about their age. On the other side of this group are the women in the same age bracket who remain inflexible in their ideas about what they will take and what they will not take off of a black man. They are firm and brittle in their attitudes and swear they are better off without a man. They masturbate or just dismiss sex completely. This alone makes them bitter and hostile. Many of them take good care of themselves and spend their time with children and good no Many of them take good care of themselves and spend times with children and grandchildren, their jobs, short trips, clubs, or political affiliates. They might go back to school, take up a hobby, or become submerged in church activities. She is considered by those who don't have to live with her as a nice woman, a decent woman. She may also drink alcohol and do volunteer work to fill out her time. She is full of stories of failed She is full of stories of failed romances and bad black men who she claims abused her without reason or cause. She believes herself innocent.
Dom the Monko.
1989. It's 2023. What's good, sis? My brother, my sister, how y'all doing? Two of the beautiful people, Mr. and Mrs. She Said and Mr. He Said. Make sure you check out the Saids on YouTube, man. Great channel, great information. Same Sundays, Cerebro Saturdays. If you at Cerebro Saturdays, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Whew, Lord. The older, more mature black woman may do several things as a last attempt to hold on to her fading youth and beauty. She may wear heavier makeup, have breast or facial augmentations, plastic surgery or silicone, BBLs to improve her body form. And sadly, sometimes she tries to wear youthful looking styles of clothes. Whatever the younger people are wearing, she may try to wear it too. She will also try to fix her hair in a more younger looking style and reveal more of her body with low cut tops, shorter skirts, mid drift blouses, low in the back and front dresses, high heels, high heels, short mini dresses, and the like. Lord have mercy. Sound familiar? We building. What's good? The elderly Black woman. Age 55-ish up to 100. The senior Black woman, if she chooses, can be beautiful. If she is taking care of herself physically, eating properly, had minimum substance abuse, and had pleasant, positive thoughts, she is beautiful. If she has had a man or still has one, she'll look even better. If she has had a man or still has one, I said that already. If she has been a bona fide hellraiser, is disappointed in her man, her children, and her life, her condition will reflect that accordingly. If she is regretful of her life and has had bad memories and grieves over them, she will relate her misery to anyone who gives her an ear. Often, the disappointed old Black woman can be found in the community warning the young girls, don't let no man make a fool of you, or all men want to do is use you, or they only want one thing. She may report to other older women in the neighborhood that she is doing better than ever since she got rid of that man she used to have. She might further tell them, I didn't ever get anything out of it anyway. She is a sad sight. Black female elders wrought with turmoil and regret, relating lifetime memories about her unfulfilled tenure. My apologies. She will brag on how she has always been headstrong and determined to do as she pleased. She did. And now she's alone. Sorry that her life has passed her and wishing she had another chance to do it all over again. The ones of them who are married and have been basically happy for many years and who still enjoy the youthful benefits of sex will be glowing and satisfied. If she has been having a man on a regular basis, her body will be more enticing than that of the Black woman who brags about how she got rid of her man years ago. She will dress better, take care of her hygiene better, and be pleased with herself and her life. She has pride and is respected for her intelligent knowledge and advice to the young. You know we don't stop. You know we don't stop. The older Black woman who is dissatisfied will have a face that looks defeated, weary, and worn. Her flesh will hang looser on her bones, and she has wrinkles from her permanent frown and bad ideas. She may be careless about her clothes, her home, and will talk to herself, a habit she develops out of loneliness, or a breakdown of her mental abilities. Low voice. She complains about the young people in the neighborhood and carries gossip if she gets a chance. Unfortunately, Sometimes the older black woman will give negative advice to her granddaughters about how to treat their man. They advise them to live their own life, don't get tied down to no one man, keep something for themselves, and go when he goes. They might even explain to other young women about how they were such a good wife for 30 to 40 or 50 years and didn't get anything out of it. It is not exactly plain what the older black woman expects for being a good black woman. There is no other reward except the satisfaction of knowing she performed a job well done for a deserving black man and for herself. Did I skip a page? Nope. Yep. The older black woman also sometimes thinks that modern black women have more privileges than her because she has the option of doing worldly things other than getting married and having a family. She admires the idea of independence and wishes she had thought of it. Another group of older black women are equivalent to the dirty old man, and she is obsessed with sex, discussing it per se. She pries into the affairs of younger people, openly uses raw language when referring to sex, and talks about her own conquests allegedly made when she was young. She memorizes filthy remarks and may curse loudly in public. Her personal hygiene is usually lacking, and she may drink a little wine on the side or nurse hard liquor daily. Sometimes the older black woman, if she is blessed to still be married and have a man, is still bickering with her black husband about disagreements they had 20, 30, or 40 years ago. The older black woman can be just as rebellious as the younger ones. They watch and play a lot of petty childish games and complain a lot. The older black woman also remains jealous of her black man deep into old age. She is jealous of younger and older women who she thinks is laying in wait for her man. She raises big hell if she suspects her man of fooling around on her. She does this in fear that he will have sex with another woman, give her his money, or leave home. She is also more prone to want to accept being elderly or infirm. She is quicker to accept the idea that she has already lived her life and now she can settle down and stay home most of the time. The black man clings to life to the very end and wants to enjoy the excitement and the activities for as long as possible. Retirement, different from the black woman, does not mean that productive life is finished, but has started. His woman will remind him that he is too old to do this or that, and he should sit down somewhere and let the young people take over. She wants him to believe he is old so that she no longer has to worry about him being attracted or attractive to a younger woman. Even in the older stages, the black woman persists in trying to block the black man from pursuing other women. It makes her bitter and vindictive. It makes him tired. Page 33, guys. Divorce. As we all know, the black woman becomes very vindictive and hostile when she is divorcing the black man. Generally, no matter what the reason for separation. She has learned a great deal from the blood-sucking tactics of attorneys who have perfected the ways to take everything a man has when they divorce. The black woman, in trying to mimic them, hires shyster lawyers to get the most that she can from her divorce. She is not concerned with an amicable parting, and she is not concerned as to whether or not the black man has enough funds left to live on or to remarry and start another family. She could care less. Her attitude is that if he doesn't want me or did this or that to me, then he doesn't deserve to live. She wants him to suffer the kind of pain or rejection she does. And if the only way to hurt him permanently is in his wallet, then so be it. Hold on, y'all. Yo, Oscar.
Hey, Rick.
What's up, man?
Hey, what doing tomorrow? It said that Lily died last night. Our dog.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry, man.
yeah, and it's been raining, but I'm just on my way back from work now. So if you want to do it in the morning, or whatever.
Yeah, I'll get it over there tomorrow afternoon, bro. Don't you worry about it. I'll get it over there tomorrow before it hit dark.
All right.
All right, bro. I'm sorry about your puppy, man.
Yeah. All right, but thanks.
All right, bud. Thank you for everything, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Later. Man, dog dad. Where was I at, guys? She wants him to suffer the kind of pain or rejection she does. Pain of rejection she does. And if the only way to hurt him permanently is in his wallet, then so be it. Certainly, black children must be provided for, and part of the provision is money. Some of her stories of child support and living expenses are often exaggerated to fit the situation. She wants the black man to pay for not being with her. It should be mentioned that if the black man divorces the black woman, the reasons are usually not unfounded. She either did something or wouldn't do something. If he doesn't want her anymore, it's for a reason. A black man keeps a good woman who pleases him no matter who else he meets or who else he adds onto his life. On the other hand, if she divorces him, the reasons just might be anything and are much too numerous to list here. Any petty or long-range grievance is used to end what she believes is an unhappy union. While reasons of insanity, extreme jealousy, betterment, drug or alcohol abuse are considered justifiable, there are many other ones, mostly based on her unwillingness to submit to the man as the head. The sympathy always leans towards her. When the black man's family is weaseled away from him, often by persons he has no control over, sometimes his mother-in-law, ex-friends, her girlfriends, or a stranger, it is a very emotionally sensitive time for him. It is also always worse when his woman falls out of love with him because of rumor mongers and misadvice from others. I think y'all know what's about to get pulled up right now. I mean, I'll do it just because it has to do it.
Viral. She is loving it. Congratulations. You didn't have people in your ear. You're lying. You're gaslighting. You're playing. The only person that was in your ear was your mama. Her name is Patricia Randolph.
It is always worse when a woman falls out of love with him because of rumor mongers and misadvice by others. In this society, all of the sympathy and support is usually thrown towards the woman, especially if she has children. Others become concerned about where she will live, how she will support herself, what will become of the children, will she have transportation, does she have a babysitter, etc. These are all questions considered by well-wishers or bystanders. Little concern is felt for the black man when he becomes ousted from a love and or marriage relationship. $19.89, y'all. $19.89. Sounds just like my ex-wife. Exactly, Big Mike. It is falsely assumed that he will be able to instantly adjust and fit in easily elsewhere. The consensus of opinion is formed because most onlookers believe that since the man does not have the responsibility of children, that he can keep on stepping and not miss a beat. This is not true. It is just as harrowing an experience for the black man to have to readjust and reorganize his life as it is for the black woman. Hey, sis, Miss Do in the chat. He too has to first formulate and situate an entirely new daily lifestyle that includes his former mate and possible their children. His tears and frustration must be shown only in private, absolute privacy, when only he is present. It is not definitely known exactly what the effect of displacement is on a black man after he accepts the responsibility of being a husband and father. When that is snatched from him, he shares the same outrage, the same pain, and the same confusion as the black woman. His separation is not different just because he does not have children. He is still faced with the question of what to do with himself and who he can be with while on the rebound. The black woman starts out disbelieving in the black man, so for her, a failed marriage or relationship is expected. Therefore, when it surfaces, she may congratulate herself on the fact that she knew all along that it wouldn't work. The black man who believes in the possibility of having a good woman and a good home is shattered when he must face the inevitable end of a relationship, especially one wherein he has invested time and trust. Additionally, he is often thudded with the collapse of his rights as a full-time father. His pain on being disconnected from his children is heart-wrenching and unbearable, but he has to shake it off and go on. This is what is expected of him, and he has erroneously grown to expect it from himself. This is what destroys most men when they fall out with their first love, right? Your first child's mother, your first baby mama, right? Or your first wife, right? This is what destroys men. And again, we are expected just to move on and get over it. Like I said, I think people really don't take into the understanding of when these type of things happen, your life changes. Right? The life you knew no longer exists. It dies. It gets murdered. And we're all creatures of habit. Wives, husbands, children, dogs, pets, right? Cats. We're all creatures of habit. So we establish a homestead that get ripped away from everybody. It's traumatic. It's traumatic for everyone. What's good, Vince? He said I was completely devastated. Try as he may be, there are a few cases where the father is awarded the custody of his children, and usually the court fight is a long and dirty one. Plus, it's expensive. He has to theoretically give up his children and hope that his ex-mate will keep his memory and presence alive, and that she will be very careful in choosing another man so as to protect his children. If they are girl children, it is extremely difficult for him to maintain an attachment because girl children historically take the side of the mother. Boy children, while more attracted to the father as a guardian, are generally forced by the mother and the extended family members to remain with the mother also. Many a black father has to watch his son crumble emotionally when he is raised solely by the mother. Often the children are caught in a tug of war between the parents who are both vying for the child's allegiance. Breaking up is a terrible ordeal for all parties involved. Even if the partners both agree that the relationship is over. The black woman must understand that her pain is no different from the black man's and that he's hurt just as deeply when the love has faded. BZ said, I still am. Shit. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry, my guy. Last chapter, chapter 4. The wedding, the beginning. The wedding, the beginning. The wedding, the beginning. Who can forget the beginning? That wonderful startup time referred to as the courtship and the going together. This is the period when the Black woman is the most cooperative and malleable. It's that wonderful and glorious state when tender, loving attraction is at its peak. During this time, the Black man and the Black woman cannot stay apart. It is too painful to be away from each other for an extended period of time. Every touch is magic, every glance ecstasy, and the delicious exploration of sex is brand new. Spine-tingling excitement, overwhelming enjoyment. How could it ever end? The fondling, the anticipation, the purple she spelled that wrong. The desire of a new love. I'm tongue tied on that one. The Black woman stares into the admiring eyes of the Black man and reflects his loving gaze with worshiping innocence. Her eyes give the temporary and false promise that she will always remain in submission and feel lucky to have her man's love. She's agreeable, complimentary, affectionate, and giving. Nothing is too good for her man during this period. Life and love are sterling pure. Magnetic attraction is enforced, and neither side is able to withstand the pull because they created it. More lies are told during this stage than will ever be told again. The Black woman spares no expense or energy to convince the Black man that she is the one for him. Naturally, he believes her because he wants to. She makes him feel like a king. She is alluring and soothing. During a lengthy courtship, she is available and willing to try anything the Black man suggests. She is thoughtful when sending him cards or little love notes, taking time to do special little favors for him, his favorite meal, his favorite color, his favorite treatment, expressed using her favorite plot. Her flexible and happy behavior turns out to be a gross misrepresentation of how she really is. After the point when she feels confident she has the man, she starts to take a kind of inventory. She memorized and cataloged all of her man's little idiosyncrasies that she plans to change. She believes she will be able to change the Black man by subtle prodding and sweet requests. Something that changes are monumental rearrangements of his personality that he has had all of his life. Nevertheless, she thinks that he can change, and she does not doubt that she is the one to do it. The Black man knows nothing about this plan and believes that she accepts him as he is, just as he has accepted her. It may take quite a while for the initial passionate attraction to subside, and it's a fun-filled time of dating, dinners, travel, calls, and uninhibited sex play. The Black man thinks that her attentions and interests will last indefinitely. The Black woman knows that they will not. She weans him slowly using excuses and justifiable sounding explanations. When the Black woman becomes busy with normal life activities, the first thing she gives up, eliminates, or sacrifices is loving attention to the Black man. Put the man on the back burner right away. She believes that after she gets him, he is expendable and a dope, and should understand when she has more pressing things to do. If anything has to be he has to be squeezed in. It's him. If anything has to be squeezed out, it's also him. Instead of his care being paramount, it becomes something the Black woman does on the run. While it is a natural occurrence for work, the house, and the children to take up a certain amount of time, it's not a natural occurrence for the loving attention to the Black man to stop. The time may become shorter to express, but it should not become more infrequent. If the Black woman develops giving attention to the Black man as part of her daily living, it will preserve the thrill of the relationship and establish a closeness, not always based on sexual intimacy. She likes me. She really likes me. I mean, she really, really likes me. She fucks with me. She really likes me.
Did you hear what I said?
And younger women, I'm sorry, I skipped a paragraph. I'm sliding up on page 37. It's not that she necessarily takes him for granted. It's just that she does not place the right value on his presence. In some homes, he walks into the house and is completely ignored. He is often made to feel like an intruder in his own household, someone who is sometimes in the way of other things and people who are more important to the Black woman than her man. In younger women, the courtship may be altered a bit in the thematic arrangement. If she has ideas about having some female macho equality, she might start out from the beginning letting the Black man know that she has no intentions of catering to his every whim. He can cook for himself. He grown. What's wrong with his leg? He can get his own plate. She doesn't think it's her responsibility, and she thinks that every man should do for himself like she does for herself. She has very prolific sounding explanation about why she feels the way she does. Take it or leave it. He should leave it. She does not feel that her attitude will have an impact on the success of the relationship. Hold on. Because y'all know we all about visuals. Like I said, let me run that back. It's not that she no. In younger women, the courtship may be altered a bit. She has very prolific sounding explanations about why she feels the way she does. Take it or leave it. He should leave it. She does not feel that her attitude will have an impact on the success of the relationship. She is just exercising her options and believes her choices to be minor and harmless. She is interested in having a Black man, but not interested enough to put on any special acts for him. Certainly no encores or repeat performances. Mic check, mic check. Y'all can hear me? Oh, that's why. That's why. Hold on. Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check. My bad, y'all. Oh, I'm not playing the video. I'm not playing the video. I was just putting the picture up. I was just putting the picture up. I was just putting the picture up, Mike. The wedding ceremony. For the contemporary Black woman, big, expensive, elaborate weddings are in. Their requirements are big ceremony, big church, big reception, big expensive wedding, big floral arrangements, big catered menu, big matching wardrobes for the attendants. Big honeymoon, big ego production, and big cash expenditures. But this is the Black woman shining hour. She is the center of attention, the star, and her wedding is the public symbol of her wonderful life waiting ahead. It is a glorious tribute to her big announcement that I got him, girl. This is page 38. The Black man cooperates and participates in all of the hoopla because he is prompted by both families and mostly because he wants to please his woman. She not only wants it, she demands it. Although his nature may tell him that this is too much money to spend on publicly agreeing in front of several hundred witnesses that they are now married. Hold on, where's this video at? Let me see if I can find this video real quick. I'm doing this on the fly, so y'all bear with me. Search.
to be somebody's wife.
Nope.
$250,000. $200,000. The type of wedding you want, that's how much it costs. You're bugging the We're gonna invest that. Yeah! My job as a man is to hold the household down, and she hasn't worked in years. Damn. I'm not spending $250,000 on a wedding. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So you have no plans on getting married?
I have plans on getting. Let's go to City Hall.
I'm not a City Hall bitch. Stop saying City Hall because shit about to get left. Like I'm telling you right now.
You have come to understand that the very behavior you are engaging in, it is a sickness.
Now,
at the end of the day, I love you more than life itself. But you gotta be easy with all this.
Love ain't enough. How long you plan on being broke?
Huh? Shut your
Chill out. Sometimes 5,000 to 50,000 or more is spent on the wedding affair. And a lot of this money comes out of the black man's pocket. Gone are the days where the woman foots the bill for the entire wedding. The black woman is not concerned with the financial strain, will beg, borrow, and charge to produce this show. Later on, when viewing the videotape of the main event, it may be difficult for the black man to believe that his woman could orchestrate such a synchronized attraction, but now finds it impossible to get dinner on the table every night at a reasonable time. You can get all this done. You can have everybody here on time wearing the same color and the music is playing as if you directed the orchestra yourself. It starts exactly when your left foot hits turning left when your dad grabs your arm, but you can't put dinner on the table at 7. Made sure that every bridesmaid bow dress, the dress on every bridesmaid's, the bow on every bridesmaid's dress was exactly the same. Sometimes the woman may look at the tape over and over again, remembering what she may describe as the most beautiful period of her life. Sometimes the man gets lost in the shuffle of the wedding plans and finds himself standing around trying to figure out what's his part in this. I think most men can say safely that when it is a wedding, they be like, I just got to show up. Usually several family fights and disagreement occur on both sides before the grand day takes place. They rumble. After the honeymoon, the couple returns home to start living out the black woman's dream of a married life. She immediately takes on the rest of the job of trying to set her life in order. It is also at this time she completely relaxes and let the black man know bit by bit that she expects him to carry his part of the load and make a few changes. Now that they are really married, now comes the real deal. Few black women cross the threshold of marriage without a carefully outlined mental plan of how she intends to change her man to suit her wishes. She sees marriage as the contract whereby she can be herself, her wrong self. She believes that the only way to maintain control of her life is to maintain control of her man. The control starts by trying to keep up with him, to know his whereabouts at all times. Often, she'll ask questions about where he's been and then sneakily ask him the same question at another time to see if he'll give the same response. One of the worst mistakes the black man can make when living with a black woman is to start out telling her every step he takes when he's not with her. The first time she tricks him into answering, she will expect an explanation from then on. The reason she uses to pry into his comings and goings are: number 1, I worry about you. You could at least call. Number 2, you ask me where I go. Number 3, because I have the right to know. I'm your wife. Number 4, somebody was looking for you. Number 5, so I'll know what's going on or what's happening. Or number 6, just because I want to know. Certainly, if the black man desires to inform the black woman of his whereabouts, he can do so. But the problem is trying to comply with her slanted curiosity. which is really an interrogation, is that the black man can never be sure of which point in the deposition he will give the wrong answer and put her into a mental hell that may last for days. Her questions represent distrust and insecurity. She spends a lot of time doing her thing, thinking up ways to bust the black man, and she will worry over any unsettling details and could the atmosphere with and could fill the atmosphere with suspicion and doubt. The two most baneful emotions in her relationship. Although she won't admit it, her position is that if you ain't with me or a crowd of witnesses, then you must be doing something wrong. Or if you ain't with me, then you must be with somebody else. Or how come you can't tell me where you were? She does not really believe that what she doesn't know can't hurt her. Everything hurts her. And she thinks it's the black man's fault. If the black woman would take a moment to be truthful and admit her fears and the root of her despair, she would have better communications with the black man. And honesty is what she says she wants, but she only wants it from one side, his. She is so angry with the black man that she does not want him to have a glorious experience of having a good woman. A good woman. The kind of woman who is in submission to her man and loves it. The kind of woman who obeys because she wants to obey and not because she is forced into doing so. The current black woman denies any notions of yearning to be under the black man's control. She pushes this idea out of her mind by recalling that he doesn't deserve it anyway. Why? Because he would not do what she wants him to do. She does not know the luxury of relaxing and living her life for the black man and doing everything she can to make him happy. By letting the black man be the head of the family, she could revive him. And by getting behind him and supporting him, he could be free. The black woman cannot know freedom until the black man does. The black woman cannot know freedom until the black man does. The black woman cannot know freedom until the black man does. The wise say a man can rise no higher than his woman. Until the black woman makes a conscious choice to start respecting the black man, he will remain in his current condition and decline even worse. Some black women say they are satisfied with the status quo of their relationship and wouldn't have it any other way. They are lying. They're just trifling and enjoy quibbling and use these tactics to delay the inevitable for as long as possible. When the black woman accepts her rightful place as queen of the universe and mother of civilization, the black man will regenerate his powers that have been lost to him for over 400 years directly. The black woman should not mimic the ideas and attitudes of Western civilization. The white man clearly understands that the preservation of the family order is what allows him to rule the world. This fact is not hidden knowledge. When the standards that preserve civilizations are disregarded, the result is a do-your-own-thing, reckless, and disorganized existence. This is 1989. This is 1989. Is this not exactly what we see going on today? Do your own thing. Whatever you want to be, it's fine. I'm this gender. I'm that gender. I'm non-gender. Even the English language is in disarray. We were taught from the time we could read that this, them, and they were a group of people, not a person. You identified as a he or a she, not he, she, her, not him, she, him. The domestic crime rate in America bears witness to the breakdown of the family structure and the demise of the traditional values that preserve peace between women and men. We got one more chapter, y'all. The ceremony. and then I'm gonna shut it down for real. Make sure y'all smash the like button, share this video if you guys think it will help someone. Page 40, the ceremony. There have arisen endless creative expressions of how to exchange the wedding vows, and many are quite interesting. But the standard theme continues to the standard American design format. Little does the Black woman know that the entire wedding ceremony was taken from the white man's history of being in the cave, which is referred to as prehistoric times. It was out of the caveman period that they devised the marriage rites in each segment of the ceremony denotes a particular aspect of their life in the cave. It has no Black cultural background in it. Most have seen the pictures of the white caveman walking with the club over his shoulder. Appreciate you, sis. $10 ball by Diana. Most have seen the pictures of the white caveman walking with a club over his shoulder, dragging the white woman behind him. This picture is burnt. It's the brunt of many jokes suggesting that this is how the white man claimed his woman. The following definition explains how they came to use the seemingly timeless marital rites. The ring. It is symbolic of the rope cord or vine used to tie up the woman, the bride, in order to conquer her. And it was used to bind her wrists and ankles while kidnapping from her tribe. This was done by the groom. The best man was the man who went with the groom to steal the bride. The throwing of rice. It is symbolic of the rocks and stones that the family of the bride threw after the groom when the bride screams awakened her family and they saw she was being taken. The honeymoon is symbolic of the cooling off period that followed the taking of the bride. The groom would take her up into the mountains or some far off place and keep her up there until she came into submission to him. Carrying over the threshold. That is symbolic of the groom carrying the bride into his cave, her new home. He had to carry her because she would not walk in voluntarily. The maiden of honor. The maiden of honor is the woman in the groom's tribe, usually his mother or a friend who helped the new bride adjust to and learn the ways of life in the new cave. The veil. That came into practice around 1500 as a form of spirituality, which was designed to keep evil spirits away from the face of the bride. The bride used to throw her garter from around her thigh, also symbolic of the rope ring used to bound her when kidnapped. But white men used to create such a brawl at the wedding scuffles for the garter that this practice was dropped and the bride took to throwing her bouquet to the women who were more civilized in their participation. Mike said it's a big Maine shooting, 22 shot dead. It's America, man. DeSaid said, knowledge is power. Facts. We got Pierre in the building. What's good with you? Appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate you. And thank you, Diana, too, for the super chat as well. Appreciate you, sister. Where was I at? I'm sorry, guys. The practice was dropped, and the bride took to throwing her bouquet to the women who were more civilized in their participation. Few Black women know what they are doing when they plan and host a big church wedding. She doesn't care. She should take the time to use her own history to have a wedding ceremony and make up her own vows. With all of the Black woman's profundities about what marriage means, it is just an agreement between a man and a woman to be together and work in the interests of one. It is a commitment concerning daily living between both families. The idea of separating, moving away, cleaving to each other is not an idea from the history of Blacks. Blacks used to marry, set up housekeeping, or expand their present households to a larger base. Complete separation was not necessary since the tribe continued to work together for successes in having food, clothing, and shelter, aka the community, right? AKA the village. Family ties were very strong, and it was not necessary for the man and woman to give up either of their families just so they could be together. The extended family ties were kept intact. This also allowed the elder woman in a tribe to help guide and assist the wife in adhering to the responsibility of marriages. So again, this is why we as melanated people have issues, right? We all have adopted a white philosophy to kind of make this plain. In my family, because people think the way they think and they're not really into the in my family, they weren't really into the positivity of our marriage. I had to cut them off, right? Me and my wife had to cleave to each other because they did not accept our union, right? So because they didn't want to meld, I ain't gonna even say they wanted to meld because not really, right? But because they didn't want to meld the family unit, I couldn't have them destroy my family unit, right? All because they expect your marriage to be a certain way. Today's Black woman does not want nor seek guidance about how to practice wifedom. She wants the separation so she can have the freedom to run her house any way she pleases, right or wrong. She rarely takes instruction about how to do this. She relies on the various electronic and paper media to guide her along the marriage trail. Right now, that's Instagram, TikTok, y'all know. You know, back then it was the Inquirer, all the women's magazines, stuff like that. TV, Jenny Jones, Oprah Winfrey, Barbara Wawa, Ricky Lake. Y'all know what was out back then. When she reaches bumps in the road, she seeks out the advice of her peers who are also failing at the job of being a good Black woman to the Black man. When in a dead heat about getting married, the Black woman may feel the vibrations of bursting surges of love for her man, a love she intends to carry balance on the top of her head encased in a thin, sheer sheet of glass, a love that will shatter and collapse at the slightest quiver. God damn. When the Black woman commences to anticipate marriage, she may make widespread changes which are a trick. All of a sudden, she may get real wifey. She'll cook homemade meals, clean the house a lot, and perform any other feat designed to impress the Black man into recognizing her as a good woman who can perform the necessary duties. She knows that this is the kind of behavior he wants from a woman, so she kicks in and does the things she is sure will please him. And it does. Eventually, he will pop the question, except he really doesn't pop the question as much as the Black woman makes a suggestion and leans on him until he agrees. This short period in which the Black woman makes heaven for the Black man proves that she knows how, but she does the right things for the wrong reasons. Her motivation is treachery and therefore short-lived. Her sometimes abrupt halt to the good treatment is a normal evolution to her, and she feels that he should have known what the deal was from the get-go. When the Black man realizes he is not only being neglected but nearly ignored, the good sister may go to Nut City and appear baffled. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Right? She does not know what he means. Then she explained in great detail why things have changed. She sometimes gives him a choice between what duties he wishes her to perform, since she can't do both. This is wrong. The Black man has every right to expect and solicit the Black woman to perform her wifely duties to him and the family. The Black man and the family, including the house, must have first priority. The Black women who believe themselves to be so modern as to dismiss the home as a place to bathe and change are suffering from a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding is that they must change with the trends instead of creating the trend that serves them best and protects the Black nation. Any Black woman who is not concerned with the Black nation as a whole does not deserve to have a Black man. Page 43, guys. We 950 in the game. Mike said the OGs of this space have said Black woman tore up the contract. with black men. Now they're coming back to the table. What say you, Ricky? I've said repeatedly, Michael, the game has not changed, only the players. The game will remain the same till the end of time, until with the day, it won't stop until the day this planet burns out and there's not another human being, male and female, walking upon this earth. The game has always been the same. Women are responsible for sex. Men are responsible for relationships. The issue is, again, people keep trying to assign jobs and responsibilities to the people to where they don't belong. Let me say it to you like this, Mike, and then I'll close out the show. How long has divorce been in law? Let's Google it. When is the origination of, I can type today, the American divorce? And I'm just doing America. I'm not doing nowhere else. The history of divorce in America. Let me share the screen because I don't want y'all to think I'm making up anything. No, just divorce, Mike. Ride with me now. Ride with me. When is the originations of the American divorce? The 17th century. The history of divorce in America goes back to the 17th century, when the Puritans in Massachusetts granted the first divorce on the grounds of bigamy, adultery, or abandonment. The first recorded divorce in America was either in 1639 to Miss James Luxford, who found her husband was married to another woman, or in 1643 to Anne Clark, whose husband, Dennis Clark, left her for another woman. Divorce reform was advocated by Thomas Paine, a political activist and editor in the 1700s. I want to get to the point. Okay, so here we go, right? From 1880 to 1920, the rise of an American affluence paralleled a skyrocketing divorce rate. Scholars have documented a number of economic crucial events during this time, such as the increase in standardized industrialization, increased wages, shorter work weeks, and an abundance of products that enhance home and enrich private lives. During the 1880s in America, men were clearly the breadwinners of most households, and if a man did not provide for his family financially, his wife had a good enough reason to divorce him. By the early 1900s, according to Elaine Tyler May in a Journal of Social History article, the pressure to provide, class, consumerism, and divorce in urban America, 1880 to 1920, the reasons for divorce became a little more ambiguous. The increase in consumerism and materialism, hold up. The increase in consumerism and materialism led many women married to blue-collar workers to get divorces because their husbands could not support them in the manner that they expected to be supported in American society. So, Mike, what do you mean, Rick? Y'all know I always ask, what do you mean, Rick? Even with these things, divorce being as rampant as it is, right? As it has been. And if you look at it from a logical standpoint, a financial standpoint, hell, let's keep it simple, a common sense standpoint. While people want to say a marriage benefits a man's more, I think it's safe to say, especially if you're a man that established a lifestyle for your family, that a divorce definitely benefits the woman more. And all in knowing this, men today and before are still asking women to marry them, Mike. Men have not changed. When it comes to building a household, making a family, men have not changed. So, unless you're non-binary, confused, and don't know what gender you are, who are you trying to marry? We're all here to do what we're all here to do. And like I said before, until people take not just accountability, right? Not just to take accountability, but the responsibility that falls on you, you should own it. You should own it. Why did he do it? I don't know why he did that. I don't know. I had to cut that out. That don't even look right. I didn't even see that till now. Is that hair? It's a little hair. I don't know what he did that for. Men have not changed, Mike. Like I said, the truth is, men have not changed. Women have a job to do, and most of them don't want to do it. Right? The provision we provide is so a woman does her job with us. So if the woman is not there to do her job, what's the point of us doing the work we need to do? I understand what everybody's, my purpose. I understand when everybody, yeah. What's your purpose for real? What's your purpose for real, for real? Right? So that's us, man. We'll be back. What's tomorrow? Thursday. I'll come back tomorrow. We can come back tomorrow. What do I got to do tomorrow? I don't think I had nothing to do tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Y'all. We'll start up on page 43, the good wife syndrome. Like I said, this ain't no heavy read. We ain't got long to go, guys. This book's only 185 pages. So we'll get some more work in. Thanks everybody for coming through. Shout out to y'all. Right? I love this book because again, these young boys and these young, hey, it's different out here. It's not no different. How y'all handle it is different. You see what I'm saying? This book, 1989. 1989. Talking like it was written yesterday. It's like it was wrote yesterday. Like she wrote this yesterday. That's all I got, y'all. To everybody who sends a super chat, a cash app, hit the like, share the stream. I appreciate y'all time. And like I said, it's time to start building. It's time to start getting understandings so we can make better decisions. That's all I got, man. We out of here. Y'all have a great day. Be smooth. Take care of yourself and your family. Everything else will take care of itself. And we are gone.
Hi. Do you secrete a reading dysfunction? Do you have problems putting your words in a colostomy bag? That's why I've cremated this new program called Book on Phonics. I'll teach you how to testiculate my way.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is